I think he's excellent. Hi, my name is Sam Johnson, and I am a voice teacher. Today I will be reacting to and analyzing KIHYUN performing Rain live. I don't know what to do. I like the intensity so far. I wasn't really expecting that, to be honest. So many songs just start with the breathy verse, and then it goes and builds, and it's, quite formulaic. And not to say that this doesn't follow a formula, because, pretty much all music does, but that it was unexpected for me at this point. Also, he was going up to this F sharp, but it doesn't sound like it's high, even though for most guys it is quite high. It sounds intense, but it doesn't sound high in the way that it sounds like he's working and it's a really high note and it's a big deal. It just feels a little bit more casual to me. I really like the vibrato. Vibrato is an interesting thing in pop music. A lot of people, I think, really avoid it because of how associated it is with classical music, but it's such a commonly used thing. It's a kind of a necessarily used thing in pop music. And to me, I look at him using that vibrato as a sign that things are in a pretty balanced place everywhere around where the vibrato is happening. Okay, that's really cool. I like that a lot. When he's going to the... It's a F sharp to the A, back to the F sharp. This is a very passaggio heavy area. It's a tricky area for people to sing in. But what I love that he's doing in the chorus here is he's starting it really loud and kind of yelly, gets that intensity. But then when he goes up to the high note on the B, he uses a vowel that's, ooh. Everything narrows a little bit, and that encourages it to go up into a headier place. So even though he's starting pretty full, he's able to make this switch into a less tense sound. Because we kind of want the tension at the beginning of it. Like, it makes it sound intense. And music that has intensity is really good sometimes. 차가워진 공기를 느껴 따스함을 잃은 온도 거센비에 날 숨긴 채 우산도 없이 서 있어 끝이 없을 거라 믿고 있었나 봐 mistake 먹구름이 짙어져가 I like his acting a lot. Like, it's not really exaggerated presentational, look, I'm acting, but it looks like he is feeling what he's talking about and that those subtleties are coming out. So it's acting for camera, more for theater, but I think that even, good authentic acting, it's just kind of a scale of how big your motions are if you're doing it for camera versus for a theater. And yeah, you don't need to be quite as presentational when you're doing camera stuff. He's really good. When he goes to the I'm, one of the things that's helping him get that intensity is he's starting with a glottal onset. So onsets are how you start singing words that start with a vowel. I guess technically words that start with a consonant. The consonant acts as the onset, but when singing just vowels, there are a few different options. There's a glottal like this, the I'm, and we do that by holding our breath a little bit, which brings our vocal folds together and then exploding into the sound. You can start with air, which would be called an aspirate onset, like I'm gonna, which encourages a little bit more breathiness, so it's not really as helpful to get that really intense quality for him. However, for some people, they default to using the really intense one and they constrict it to the point that it's not really useful anymore. So substituting in an H
an aspirate onset can sometimes help people find a flowier, easier way of singing. And then once they figure out like what the vowel can feel like when they're actually singing on the vowel, then they can substitute in a different onset if they want, while still kind of ending up in the same vowel space. And then the third most commonly used onset is a neutral or balanced onset. And the point of that is to try to make it sound like the air and the muscle are starting at the same time. So instead of or ha, it's a I love, I'm gonna lose it versus I'm gonna lose it. But anyway, I think that the way that he is using his onset there is actually benefiting the whole thing quite a bit. That last time when he went to the gunna, it was a little less like waily. It didn't seem to want to be as loud. As a result of that, I heard it turn over a little bit more, become a little bit of a mixier, headier sound rather than more of a full chest belt thing, almost on the end of a yell, right? Like a really controlled yell is how I heard him do the first one. I didn't hear as much of that with this one. I think it's really important to be able to do both, but I generally spend most of my time trying to get people to sound more like how he did this last one. I also like how after each of those choruses, or at the end of them, he goes a little bit quieter. He's not just ending the whole thing really, really loud. Finding that dynamic contrast is really important. Most of the time when people go approach parts of songs like this, it just gets out of control loud. And so you need to find times to pull back and be just a little bit chiller. So all of that was more of a let go sound. Some people might call it falsetto. I think that last one, I heard him kind of flip into a sound that I would dub more of a falsetto. But the beginning of it, is it more of a falsetto or a heady mix? I don't really know. Falsetto is a descriptor of a sound quality. So it's usually breathy, it's usually high, it's usually quiet. There were times that all of those, I think, hit. And so I think that, you know, a lot of normal people would use the word falsetto. For me, it wasn't quite breathy enough at part of it. It still sounded like the same instrument he was using when he was doing the really big stuff to me. So that makes me think he was probably more under a mix umbrella. Don't get too caught up in the terminology of stuff if you just like it. That's totally chill. On the times where he goes to the lose and it's a little bit more full, he opens his mouth a little bit more. So instead of, I'm gonna lose, goes to more of a low. The first one I kind of pulled a little bit. The second and third one were less pulley, just so that you can kind of tune your ear to what my terminology is. But yeah, the first one, he went really, really round. Just by opening the mouth a little bit more, you can make it sound beltier without necessarily making it pull chest more. Even though one of those examples I did definitely did pull chest more. Leave a comment. Tell me which one I pulled chest on. Timestamp it. Tell me what one sounded best and what was worse. Yeah, that guy rules. He's a really good singer. I'm really impressed with just his stage presence. He stays in character the whole way through. That's I think, one of the most important things for getting other people to think that you're a good singer. Even though I think that most people who are learning to sing, their focus is more on technique and like, how can I hit the right notes and all of this. And all of that is absolutely important. But there is a point where you could be perfect at all of that stuff, and if you don't know how to do a performance and stay in character for 3 minutes, it doesn't matter, because as soon as you like look away and break character once, then people don't take you seriously when they're watching it anymore. It's hard to kind of immerse yourself into a story if someone is going in and out of character. So yeah, I think he's excellent. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Go check out my website, vocalease.net, if you're interested in signing up for a lesson with me. Thank you.